Good morning, friends. Today we are going to deal with another very interesting phenomena, interesting part of the topic, the living world. That is, some of the assignment is given here. The basis of the living phenomena. What is actually the basis of the living phenomena? The main basis of the living phenomena is underlying principle, that is the interaction. So what is actually the interaction? Interaction means organisms are depending upon each other. Without depending on each other, the living system cannot remain. For example, if you take one example that the tissue, the properties of the tissue is not present in the constituent of the tissue, that is the cell. Similarly, the properties of the cell not present in the constituent organelle. And similarly, the properties of the organelle is not present in the constituent molecules. म्हणजे टिश्यू मध्ये जे प्रॉपर्टी आहे ते टिश्यू कशापासून तयार झालेले ते सेल मध्ये नाहीच आहे. सेलचे जे प्रॉपर्टी आहे ते सेल कशापासून तयार झालेले ऑर्गनेल मध्ये नाहीच आहे. मग ऑर्गनेलचे प्रॉपर्टी जे आहे ते कशापासून तयार झाले मॉलिक्यूल पासून ते नाहीच आहे. ठीक आहे. सो लाईक दॅट दिस टाइप ऑफ इंटरॅक्शन यू कॅन सी ॲट द हायर लेवल ऑफ द ऑर्गनायझेशन ऑल्सो. Hierarchical level of the organization also. What is the hierarchical level of organization? When the tissues are grouped together forming the organ, when the organs are grouped together forming the organism, when the organisms, the individual are grouping together and forming the population, when the populations are grouping together and forming the community, when the communities are aggregating, coming together and forming the ecosystem, when many ecosystems come together and forming this biosphere. So each and every unit having some property, when all these are interacting together and forming this living world of this biosphere. So that is the basis of the living. So the basis of the living phenomena is actually what is interaction. Without interaction, the living system cannot remain. So the next point is that diversity in the living world. We already explained what is actually the diversity. The different types of the plants and animals and everything present in the nature that are forming a collection of the different types, color, shape and size and property and everything is different. That is actually the diversity of the living organism. So in this world, number of the living organisms present, some of the living organisms can see only through the microscope, and those organisms can see only the microscope, that is known as the microorganism. So when the view of the microscope is increasing, you can see more and more organisms under the microscope. And similarly, you come into the nature. If you observe in the a small ecosystem pond, how many organisms present there? Count 100. Then we go to a lake, you can see that the number of organisms more than 10,000. When we go to the river, it may be more than that. When we go to the ocean, it may be thousands or millions of the millions. So when the observing area is increasing, the number of the organisms also will increase. See here, then the question arising, how many living organisms are present in the biosphere, in the planet Earth? It is estimated, some scientists, some technique, near about 7 million organisms present in the world. But all these organisms we cannot describe and we cannot name. So how many organisms are already described and named? That is 1.7 to 1.8 million organisms already described and already the name is given. Okay. So how it is given? All these are the different aspect of the another topic. So near about this much organism present in the earth. This is called the diversity of the organism. Near about only 2% organisms are discovered. Again, 98% of the organisms are remaining to be discovered. So okay, so that is called the diversity of the organism. Then in the 1.7 to 1.8 million organism, we already given name to the organism. The naming of a particular organism by a particular name is known as the nomenclature. That is coming in the next part. म्हणजे जेवढं ऑर्गॅनिझम आहे तेवढं ऑर्गॅनिझमला नामकरण दिलेलं आहे, ते नाम दिलेलं आहे, ते नाम देण्याची पद्धत आहे, त्याला आपण नामकरण असं मराठीमध्ये म्हणतो आणि इंग्लिशमध्ये त्याला नॉमनक्लेचर असं म्हणतात. नेम देण्याची पद्धत त्याला आपण नॉमनक्लेचर म्हणायचं. सो एवढं ऑर्गॅनिझमचं नॉमनक्लेचर नाव दिलेलं आहे, सायंटिफिक नेम दिलेलं आहे. बट द नॉमनक्लेचर इन द प्रिव्हियस means in the remote area, the peoples present in a particular local place, they are giving a particular local name to each and every plants and animals by with their own local language. So this type of the naming system, that is a local people giving local name with the help of the local language to a particular organisms present in that vicinity, a particular area मध्ये असलेल्या organismला त्यांनी देणारे हे local name त्याला आपण vernacular name म्हणायचं. A vernacular name highly confusing आहे and it is different from the area to area, and it is different from the nation to nation, from one district to another district. It is a different, so it cannot be accepted. I will take one example. That is a sweet potato. In English, it is known as a sweet potato. Marathi, it is known as a rathal, and in the Karnataka, it is known as the janaso. In the case of the UP Bengal, it is known as the kandamula. And if you go to the south Kerala and Tamil Nadu, it may be in different words. So this cannot be uniform. So it cannot be used as a scientific name. So a very clear, very obvious, very scientific naming system is required. That scientific, very precise naming system, accurate naming system is developed by a scientist. The name of the scientist is Linnaeus. So Linnaeus given this naming system, scientific naming system. So Linnaeus is known as the father of the taxonomy. Father of taxonomy. Taxonomy means classification. The science of classification is known as a taxonomy. Father of the taxonomy. He actually given the name, described this aspect, whatever he proposed. This aspect is described in a particular book. It was published in the year 1753. The name of the book is Species Plantarum. Species Plantarum म्हणून एक पुस्तक पब्लिश केले 1753 मध्ये. त्या पुस्तकामध्ये हे बायनॉमियल नॉमेनक्लेचरचे संपूर्ण डिटेल्स दिलेले आहे. ठीक आहे. त्यामुळे एनी नेम गिवन प्रायर टू द 1753 cannot be accepted. त्याच्या आधी दिलेलं नाव ते accept करू शकत नाही. ठीक आहे. So this binomial nomenclature, what is actually binomial nomenclature? Let us see. Some of the rules are there in the binomial nomenclature. Actually, what is the binomial nomenclature? Binomial nomenclature means giving the name to the organism with the two words. So what are the two words? One of the word is the genus name, or it is called a generic name. Number two is the species name, or it is known as the species epithet. So by giving two names to a particular plants or organisms, and that naming system is very accurate, very specific, and very obvious, and accepted all over the world. That is known as the binomial system of the nomenclature proposed by the scientist, and in that book he explained. So what are the rules of the binomial nomenclature? Linnaeus proposed certain rules. According to that rules, we have to give the name to the particular organism. See, when writing the scientific name, the first name should be genus name, and the second name must be species name. So when writing the genus name, the first letter must be capital and all other letter must be small letter. When writing the species name, all the letter must be in small letter. Take one example, Mangifera indica. Mangifera indica. See here, when writing the scientific name, the first name is the genus name, second name is the species name. So first name must be started with a capital letter and all other letter must be in the small letter. And the species name, all the letter must be in the small letter. And when writing this by hand, when writing the books or the paper, it must be underlined separately. Mangifera's generic name one underline and species name another underline. Cannot underline single. That is wrong according to Linnaeus. When it is printing or typing, it must be in the italics. Italics means the slanting to show that the word is originated from the Latin. The word originated from Latin. So that is the next rule proposed by the Linnaeus. So first rule is that each organism having two names. First name is the generic name. Second name is the species name. Each name should be underlined when handwriting, and each name should be italics when printing. Okay, this italics indicating that the word is taken from the Latin or it is Latinized. So second rule, that is the first rule. Then second rule is that the name should be Latin. It must be taken from the Latin or derived from the Latin. So, irrespective of the language from which it is originated. So, in which language you are giving the name, it is not important. You can give the name in English, it can be given in German, but when the word writing, it should be Latinized. Latinized means the word just appearing like a Latin. The word is not a Latin, but it is appearing like a Latin. So it is not a Latinized. So word, when the name is given, the language usually is a Latin or derived from the Latin and italics, or the word must be Latinized. For example, we are writing here Indica. Actually, the Indica means the India. It originated from the India, but we are not writing the India. We are writing the Indica. So when writing Indica, it appears like a Latin. So it must be Latinized. So Mangifera, mango. We are not writing mango. We are writing the Mangifera. So the Mangifera word, remembering that the word is just like a Latin. So it must be Latinized. Okay. This is the second rule. And the third rule is that it must contain at least 3 words and a maximum 12 words. Means the generic name and the species name both together at least 3 words and a maximum 12 words. If less than 2 words, it cannot be acceptable, and more than 12 it cannot be acceptable. Okay, so most of the Chinese language there are many words having the 2 letters that is not acceptable. Minimum 3 and 12. Another rule is that if a scientist given the name to a particular plant, and the same plant is giving the name another scientist in another year. For example, 1980 मध्ये एक scientist एका plant ला नाव दिले. 1990 मध्ये तेच plant ला दुसऱ्या एक scientist जर नाव दिलं असेल तर आधी कोण नाव दिलेलं आहे ते आपण accept करायचं असते. नंतर दिलेलं नाव आपण accept करायचं नाही. This is the most important rule in the binomial nomenclature. That is known as the law principle of the priority. Principle of priority. Principle of priority. It's the most important rule. So once asked in the NEET examination, out of the following, which is the most important rule in the binomial nomenclature? So principle of priority is the most important. So when 2 people are giving the name to a particular plant by 2 different times, those names given at the first that should be applied, and the second can be treated as a synonym. That is not a synonym. Okay, when one plant giving more than 1 scientific name, these names are called a synonym. The first one can be accepted as a scientific name. Okay, so that is another rule applied to this binomial nomenclature explained by the Linnaeus in his book, Species of Plantarum. So another rule is that the name, when writing the name, the species name should not be repeated as a genus name. For example, Rattus, Rattus. Rattus means it is a rat. Rattus means scientifically Marathi. So as a Rattus genus name and species name दोन्ही एकच आहे. This type of this method of writing the scientific name, it is known as a tautonym. 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 This tautonym is not applicable in the case of the plant. We cannot write a Mangifera. It is wrong. But we can write a Rattus. We can write a Naja. Naja means cobra. Naga. So animal मध्ये हे possible आहे. Animal मध्ये ते allowed आहे. पण plant मध्ये हे tautonym cannot applicable. It cannot be allowed. So that is the some of the very important principle, very important rules present in the binomial nomenclature proposed by the Linnaeus in his book Species of Plantarum. So this much we covered. That is what is the basis of the living phenomena, interaction. Diversity म्हणजे काय आहे? Diversity means different types of organisms. There are about 1.7 to 1.8 million organisms अर्थमध्ये आहे. नीट मध्ये प्रश्न विचारले. How many organisms are already described? अजून अनेक organism आपण describe करायचे असते. आणि जे organism आपल्या समोर दिसते त्याला आपण species म्हणायचे. Suppose एक plant, एक mango tree आपल्या समोर आहे, एक dog आपल्या समोर आहे, त्याला आपण species म्हणायचे. त्याला representing the species. त्याला नाव दिलेलं आहे. आणि नाव देण्याच्या पद्धत काय आहे? लोकल पीपल्स साधा नाव देणे त्याला आपण वर्नाक्युलर म्हणतो. जे हायली कन्फ्युजिंग आहे. आपण रताळाचं एक्झाम्पल घेतलेलं आहे. आणि बायनॉमियल त्यासाठी एक सायंटिफिक नेमची पद्धत आणली. दॅट इज नोन एज द बायनॉमियल nomenclature. This binomial nomenclature is proposed by the Linnaeus. Linnaeus is commonly known as the father of the taxonomy. आणि त्याच्या काही रूल्स आपण इथे सांगितलेले आहेत. त्या रूल्स मध्ये प्रत्येक नावामध्ये 2 नेम असावा. एक जीनस नेम, एक स्पीशीज नेम. रायटिंग हँड रायटिंग असेल तर ते अंडरलाईन सेपरेट पाहिजे आणि टायपिंग असेल तर ते स्लॅटिंग मध्ये पाहिजे, कारण ते लॅटिन मधून घेतलेलं आहे असं वाटले पाहिजे. आणि हे नाव देत असताना सेकंड रूल लॅटिन मधून घेतले पाहिजे किंवा लॅटिन मधून डिराईव्ह झाले पाहिजे. आणि कुठल्या पण लँग्वेज मध्ये आपण जर घेतले तर लॅटिन सारखं लिहायला पाहिजे, लॅटिनाइज्ड असले पाहिजे. आणि एका वर्ड मध्ये सायंटिफिक नेम मध्ये कमीत कमी 3 लेटर असावा, जीनस नेम आणि स्पीशीज नेम मध्ये. आणि दोन्ही मिळून 12 लेटरचं पुढे जाऊ नये. 12 लेटरचं पुढे गेल्यानंतर ते मान्य करणार नाही. आणि 1753 मध्ये हे सिस्टम प्रपोज केलेलं आहे. त्याच्या आधी जे नाव दिलेलं आहे ते कुठले पण नाव आपण ऍक्सेप्ट करायचं नाही. आणि दुसरा एक रूल म्हणजे स्पीशीज नेम कधी रिपीट, जीनस नेम आणि स्पीशीज नेम दोन्ही एक होऊ नये. प्लांट मध्ये ऍनिमल मध्ये चालतंय. एक्झाम्पल रॅटस आणि नाजा. दुसरं एक एक्झाम्पल आहे नाजा. हे अप्लिकेबल आहे. पण लिहित असताना separate underlining and genus name first capital and all other letters, species name also, all these small letters. So that is the today's topic. Thank you very much. Let us see you tomorrow, the next part of this lesson. Okay.